Welcome to the fight of your life. Are you willing to die to shine? Nobody is taking us down. We are here for the crown of sound.
Next on the Power Hour, we've got country and rock superstar Hardy with us. Hardy, it's great to have you on the show, man.
Dude, it's good to be here. You guys are freaking awesome, and I love y'all for all the support. So it's an honor to be hanging with you guys.
I want to congratulate you from all of us on having, with the Mockingbird and the Crow, your latest album, the #1 rock album, the #1 country album, and the #4 pop album in Billboard all at the same time. Unbelievable.
It's crazy, man. I mean, especially the rock, like #1 rock album is like the coolest thing in the world, and I had no idea like what the reaction or the reception was going to be. So truly, like, to be accepted in that community and know that the fans are actually buying the record and all that stuff is like the highest honor in the world to me. Seriously,
it's so cool. You know, I was saying to Matt that, you know, speaking to Danny Wimmer off camera about you and how excited we were that you were coming on the show, and he was like, you know, I think country music is going to save rock and roll, and I think Hardy's going to do it. And he, you know, what is a statement like that? You know, what do you say when you hear something like that? Is there some truth to that? Do you think country is going to save rock and roll?
I mean, I have no idea. Maybe so. I'd love to be a part of it if that is true. I mean, I think they're very similar in a lot of ways, and they're the easiest probably two genres to mix together. So I don't know. I mean, that's a very loaded statement. I don't personally think that rock and roll is completely dead either. I think rock and roll is still very much alive in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of people out there moving the needle, but again, I'd love to be a part of it, and I'm happy Wimmer has that much to say about me. That's cool.
But you also have, Jeremy, of A Day to Remember featured on the radio song, which I thought was really cool. And you had told me previously that growing up, you weren't really into country. You loved all of the hard rock stuff. So tell everybody how you ended up swaying into the country world.
You know, that's actually a really good question. Really the first thing, sorry, I'm in Atlanta and like 30 cop cars just drove right by my bus. I had to like beat past
and they're not after you. You're good.
No, I hope not. Jesus. So, you know, I tell everybody, like, I grew up in a small town, and so I grew up country. I mean, I grew up this regular small town kid, and I just loved rock and roll, so that's all I ever listened to. But so speaking that language is I've always had that part in me, you know, like with the lyrics and just like all the ideals of being from a small town and like country and all that kind of stuff. I've always had that because that's how I grew up. But as far as like starting to learn about country music and love country music, it probably started when I was like 17 or 18 years old, and Eric Church put a record out called Chief, which was obviously like one of his biggest records. And he had a song on that record called Homeboy. And I was driving to class one day, and I heard that song on the radio for the first time, and it just like sent kind of a chill up my spine, because it was really like a very good marriage between rock and roll and country, and I had never heard it been represented like that, and I said, okay, if that is country music right now today, then I love country music and I can do that. I want to do that. And so that was like a really big cornerstone moment for me.
Eric Church.
That's great. And Eric Church being a big rock fan too. Bruce Springsteen, of course, wrote about it, right?
Yeah.
You know? So what were the first rock records? What were you listening to? What's the thing that grabbed you, made you want to do music? What was that thing, Hardy?
Well, the first CD I ever bought was Yourself or Someone Like You, Matchbox 20 in like 1996. My dad gave me like $10 and told me to buy a CD, and that was the one I got. But the stuff that really got me, I mean, the stuff that really got me into music was a lot. I mean, nu metal was probably my most like prime setting, like influential years. You know, rock and roll, that was really popping off. So like Hybrid Theory was really big. The POD record, I think it was called Satellite. Their debut was, I wore that record out. And then obviously Meteora, Stained, Break the Cycle, all those big, not all necessarily nu metal, but kind of turn of the millennium active rock bands were like, that was just my jam. That's all I had access to, you know, especially then. That was pre-internet. So, I mean, the list goes on and on, but that's the stuff that really, really influenced me. And I banged my head to the most as a young teenager.
90s and 2000s, hard rock is for Hardy.
Hardy and I also have more in common because, you know, while he's invaded country and rock and roll, he also invaded this year's Royal Rumble. It was so cool. And they removed like the wrestling ropes and your band played right in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen bands play wrestling events, but usually on the stage, I don't think they've ever let anybody rock out in the middle of the ring. Tell me everything. That was incredible.
I can tell you that they did that shit in 3 minutes, which was like, no, 5 minutes, but that was insane. They put our
I don't know how they got the ropes down, but incredible.
It was so stressful, but man, that whole experience was awesome. I mean, on and off the stage, like backstage, all the current wrestlers are there, but then all the legend guys are just back there hanging out. So I'm sitting in my green room, and my buddy who works for the WWE, Neil, who's a great guy, was like, hey, somebody's here that wants to meet you. And the Undertaker walks in, dude, and he was just like, man, my daughters are such a big fan, and like we talked about golf. And so that whole experience was super cool. I mean, it was wild, and that's by far, I think, probably the biggest crowd that we've ever played for. So it was a really cool thing.
Who would be your dream collaboration in rock? Who would be your dream collaboration? If there's somebody you could record with, alive or dead, who would that be?
Dead is Cornell.
Chris Cornell, yeah. One of the best ever.
Alive, God, that's hard. Probably, man, maybe Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
I told you he was going to say that.
Yeah.
I told you.
She called it. Katie called it. Yes.
I heard a rumor that he knows who I am and like has like, I don't even know what the story is, but there's like, my manager said something about like that he said something the other day. So the possibility is there. I don't know anything more than that, but a man can dream, because I think that'd be fucking dope.
You know, which is great.
We just had Corey on about 10 minutes ago, so.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He was on the same Zoom call just now. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no way, dude.
Well, let's manifest it together. And I mean, we're really looking forward to seeing you on the festivals and just like in general, because Hardy freaking rocks.
He does rock. You're going to hang out with us. That's what you're going to do. We got to do it. We'll come find you when you're not on stage.
Yes.
Are you guys coming to Rockville?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. That's our first one ever. That's our first rock and roll show ever is Welcome to Rockville. I'm pretty sure.
True?
Like our first like festival rock and roll look. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You know, it's on pace to be the largest rock festival of the year, Hardy, right, Katie? So, I mean, Katie's not wrong. It's going to be incredible. I think your mind will be blown.
I can't wait.
Festivals are just so awesome. The lineups are deep. Hardy, thank you so much for joining us on the Power Hour tonight.
Thank you. My mind is continuously blown with the whole rock and roll thing and leaning into it, and I'm like a kid in a candy store with this whole deal. So I appreciate all the love from you guys, and it's been a really fun 6 months.